Welcome to the Thinking Green News Moment. I'm Chris Schneider. Today my guest is Sally Leong. Sally, tell us a little bit about your business.
Okay. Well, my business is called Radiant Window Dressings.
Yes.
And I began the business this year. I was inspired by my own home's energy use in the last few years with the increased fuel prices. And I began to think about the heating that is lost through windows.
Yes.
I actually have 36 windows.
Whoa.
Even though they're new windows, double pane windows, I read in some of the literature from the Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory on zero energy windows that actually windows contribute to about 30% of the energy use in the home, either through heating or cooling in the summer. In other words, we waste that amount of energy because of the energy that is going out the window or the solar energy coming in the summer that's undesirable.
Yes.
That adds up to quite a bit of energy.
And hence, the part of your slogan on your website is striving to conserve 4 quadrillion BTUs.
Right. That's what the Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory has estimated that we actually consume in the United States in a wasteful manner because of the loss and gain of energy through windows. And so we really, do need windows. We enjoy windows.
Sure.
We need to look out. We need to have a way to provide ventilation in the house and get some sunshine. But then we have this conundrum, how do we deal with the energy loss and the load that costs? And so there are many efforts to try to create zero energy windows and improving, and we have seen improvements over the last few decades in window design, but still those types of windows are quite expensive and still are only providing maybe R5 with some of the more high-end windows. And so the thought was that perhaps we can design some new kinds of window coverings or window dressings that might enable us to save energy, provide a decorative element to one's home, and at the same time maybe obviate the need for immediate changing of windows. Many homes still have old windows or even single pane windows, and even my double pane windows, which cost quite a bit of money 10 years ago, probably $36,000 to replace the old farm windows in a farmhouse, are not that energy efficient. So we need to move to improving energy performance of the home. The window is kind of an Achilles heel of the home because it's an essentially non-insulated element.
And so you brought some of your product here today. Tell us what you've got.
Okay. Well, I got the idea having some of these foil-based insulations in my home for use in my basement to try to cover some of the ductwork, that perhaps this type of insulation might be quite interesting to use in a window dressing. And this is just one type of insulation that is available commercially. It's called Prodex, and it contains a polyethylene foam core surrounded on each side by a foil cover. The foil provides a radiant barrier, and so light like sunlight will reflect back out of the window, and by contrast, inside the house, heat will reflect back into the room. So it provides two desirable elements of a window covering, as well as an insulative barrier. And so there are other types of radiant insulation. Some of them have a kind of bubble wrap core, and these were invented actually by the gas-filled insulation. Radiant insulation was actually invented by the Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory in the early 90s, and has been applied to home and building insulation, but not windows. So working with a few different people, including Dennis Alfred Phillips, who's a fiber artist and a very creative person in Spring Green. He came up with an idea to create hanging sliding panels, which contain a panel of this insulation inside. And this is pieced fabrics with decorative sewing. And so this will be the back side. And you can actually see the reflection, perhaps, of the insulation through this material. You can see the sparkling.
Now, Sally, for viewers who would like to get more information, do you have a website?
Yes, I do. It's www.radiantwindow-dressings.com.
Well, Sally, thank you so much for your efforts in being here today. This is Chris Schneider with the Thinking Green News Moment.